watch me touch the sky. Delayed landing before I touched down. I never dropped out. I took a break to study my trials and tribulations. Had to sit down and meditate. Had to finish school and graduate. Took a weight off my...
Mlindo, the vocalist, is back with an album called, I'm assuming it's self-titled, called Lindokuhle. I mean, it makes sense, Lindokuhle, because you know how black people give each other nicknames. Anyway, it's been almost 4 years since he dropped a full-length LP. He's been battling his label. He's been battling his splits. He's been into different kinds of troubles, as I don't know. A bunch of South African artists usually find themselves in these jams. But anyway, this thing is 9 tracks. It's 40 minutes long, which is crazy because there's a bunch of really long tracks out here. And I guess again, it's one of those things that you anticipated. You watch Podcast and Chill, and I think the manager was saying that the album is done, the album is fire, it just needs to be dropped. Well, they were still sorting out whatever they needed to sort out, and it's finally here, and I got a chance to listen to it. And there's a bunch of features that stood out for me, and I couldn't wait to listen, so I did, and etc. Let's get into it. Wow, the Zulu's gonna murder me in this thing, but the first track is called Luselude featuring Java. So Luselude just means what? It's still long, like the journey is still long. It's another magical feature featuring Java, but at the back of your mind, Egoli is still at the back of your mind, because that's probably the measuring stick of what this album is gonna be, especially if you are re-representing the features that you used to feature with on your first album. So the track was, obviously Egoli's, again, cream of the crop. This one was okay. It was a reflective track. Mlindo was reflecting, Java was reflecting on a mellow beat, and it was a decent enough intro. There's a track called Jumaima, and things just go. And I don't know, man. It's sometimes I ask myself, what as an artist, man, and maybe your entourage, your boys and stuff like that. Even if they know that a track is trash, do they still tell you, what, yo, hey, drop this is fire, and then it bombs? Or do they sit down with you and tell you, what, this is trash? So yeah. Or is it that thing, I'm associated with whoever? I can't tell Drake that Honestly Nevermind was trash. I mean, he probably had a bunch of people in the studio, and even as an artist, you should start to ask yourself, if everyone is saying that everything that I drop is fire, then there must be a problem, because these people are not your friends, because they're not being honest with you. Get it? Anyway, Jumaima featuring Ishmael, I didn't really like that track. Umuzwe 2 featuring Madumani. Okay, so this album is, the genre is supposed to be Afro Soul, right? And then it just dabbles into a bit of R&B, a bit of pop, and then Amapiano. There's just a mix of everything where, you're not even sure if you're still listening to like an album, or are you just listening to a compilation of tracks that were stripped for parts from the older album, which was like 4 years ago. It really sounds like I'm listening to things that are outdated. And another track featuring Lotto. Okay. Another track featuring Amifaku called Lotto. And I was like, peace. There you go. She's gonna revive this thing. I loved the calmness of the song, but that was it. Like that, there was nothing else that stood out. And Impilo Imile, there's another track here featuring Nu, Sam. I really liked her poetic rendition. The poetry is amazing. I also like the last bits of the album. Well, not the album, the track. And then there's a track called Tati Katlami, and then it's featuring Masiano. And then at this point, yeah, there's a track called I'm Not 2000 featuring Marciano again and Mies and
be blinded. Man, I put my work up in this bitch, I be grinding. Man, I'm from the mud, been digging up and mining. Look at my neck, all that shit should be diamonds.